Hey Jim and Tracy, this is Josh again. Wanted to kind of show you roughly how I may have my shirts set up for loading and just kind of for efficiency's sake. And there's some different opinions out here, but this is how I would do it. I would have some kind of cart, let's say like a Rubbermaid cart or a cart like this, some kind of table of sorts to have my shirts on. And I would have it close enough to my press to where as I'm loading, I'm not so far from my press. Now I know you guys are teaming up, some people are loading and some people are printing. So wherever the person who's loading lives, this would be their scenario. So I'd be able to load without having to move from this space. I want to try to stay somewhat ergonomic so I'm not wearing myself out all day. As far as loading goes, assuming you guys are doing okay with it, but I just want to show you how I do it. I have the print side of my garment. So if I want to print the fronts, I have that side facing down and the back of the shirt facing me. Some people will do it opposite, but this is just how I do it. I open the bottom of the shirt in the center, one hand in, the other hand in, and I grab a nice handful of shirt. At this point, I'm looking at the front of the shirt. Okay? So grab it in the middle, hand in. I'm gonna grab a big handful of shirt. All of a sudden, I'm looking at the front. I open it up. I load on as far as I can go. Step one, as far on as I can go. Step two, I grab it by the shoulder seams, and I'm gonna bring it back to wherever I've designated for loading. Okay, cool. If I can, I'm gonna stop touching it at that point. The only other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to touch these sleeve seams and just make sure that they are centered. If they don't feel centered, I'm not just going to start yanking on the shirt and trying to pull it into center. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the bottom of the shirt, pull it down again, grab this shoulder seams, and then pull it back to where it goes again. She exists! She's there! So hopefully that's helpful. If this is where I'm printing, let's say it's just one person printing, I would load my shirt, print my base, spin it. I would have my flash right here, next station. It'd be flashing. I'm loading my next shirt. Do my printing. Load my next shirt, so on. Now, that one's flashing, that one's cooling, right? Then that one's cooling. And by the time it gets over to me, I can touch it, make sure it's flashed. It's had time to cool off, and I'm ready to print my next color on top of my base. And if that's it, then I just take it off. My dryer would be close to me, just like you guys have, which is great. Straight onto the dryer. And that's how I would try to do my rhythm of production. Since you guys are doing a lot of loading and then printing in the next station, same kind of scenario. You're gonna have a loader here. The loader is gonna be closest to the conveyor. They're gonna load, send it over. This person over here is printing, loading. Station 3 would be my flash at that point. Load it, print my base. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not printing my base. That is printing my base. Load it, printing, flashing, cooling. By the time this one comes over, it's gonna be a little warmer than if I had 2 cool down stations, but it's still better than nothing. Touch it, make sure it's flashed, put my next layer down. Actually, having the print over there does present a different issue. So if this is cooled down, this person might check it, make sure it's good, send it to him to flash, print. send it around again. And then by the time they get around, this person is now unloading, loading, and printing is still happening over there. I hope that helps.